Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today, I have another breakup story to share. And if you have a breakup story you want to share, visit writemac.com, WRITEMAC.com. Send your story, and I possibly could give you my take in a YouTube video just like this. You want to take it a step further? Go ahead and book yourself a live coaching where we can talk directly on FaceTime or Google Hangouts or Skype. If you like this video, throw me a like. If you don't like it, that's just fine. If you want to subscribe, hit that red button. And I have been doing daily live streams. So if you want to get involved in a meetup chat, talking about your breakup and discussing different things, that's another format that I've explored this last 2 weeks, and it's gone really well. So let's get into it, folks. It's been a while since I've done a story, actually. So this guy, I think he actually wrote this story to someone else, and sometimes people, being that there's a lot of breakup coaches and stuff out there, they sometimes cut and paste what they wrote for someone else. But this story has a lot of details and stuff to it, and I think it might be useful for you out there. So if you have anything you can help this guy with, put it in the comments. So he writes, I purchased your action plan as well as Atomic Attraction and Kindle and Audible version. I'm not familiar with what that is, so I'm assuming that's from another breakup coach. But good for you. You're in a solution-based mode. You're working on something, and you're looking for answers out there. Someone might be thinking, well, Mac, you don't offer that. Well, yeah, I don't right now. I don't have an action plan or a attraction through Kindle. But if you're trying these things and you get something from them, go for it. If you're going to read a book or you're in a solution-based mode, you're not sitting on your hands going, oh, I have all these problems. Try things, see what works. Your information has been eye-opening, I'm sure, and I'm sure in time life-changing. Thank you. Here's an uncommon scenario that I've not been able to find a solution of. All the YouTube and Google searches I've come up with, anything concrete situation. So he believes that his situation is truly unique, and he's not finding something directly tailored to his story. That's why you need to write out your story, because there are nuances, there are little details that you go, well, my situation's different. So let's unpack this one. I was secretly seeing and engaged in a intimate relationship with a 29-year-old woman I worked with for a year and a half. I was 44 at the time. So we got a nice little age gap there of 15 years. You being 44 and her being 29. I don't see a big problem there, but usually over time it will become a problem. I was her boss, so being discreet was paramount. Okay, if you're her boss, I don't know if she wants everyone else knowing, not just that you want everyone else knowing. There's a big dynamic there that you guys are either going to go all in, and if you go all in, how's that going to affect your job, your career, and whatnot? So right from the get-go, this thing's starting off secret. You got this large age gap. I'm not against age gaps, but the statistics are against you long term. Doesn't mean they don't work. It just means, like I said, long term, from what I've seen, at some point, generally the younger person finds a way out. So we would meet up for afternoon drinks at different resorts, hotels a couple times a month. Very passionate, very intense, every meeting. Well, of course, because basically what you're doing, it's not an affair, but it's fun. You're keeping it from others at work. You're going to resorts. If it's on the weekends, you're at your best. You got your hair done. You got your best smelling cologne on. And this is why it was so passionate and fun and exciting, if you will. So I almost immediately showed jealousy and insecurity a couple of months after we started this affair when she took off to Vegas. So you're calling it an affair, but I haven't heard you say that you're with someone or she's with someone. So an affair to me would mean that someone's in a relationship already. The fact that you're keeping it a secret, she's 15 years younger, is probably going to breed a little insecurity. I was hanging out with a certain guy for him. Okay, I'm sorry, I lost my space here. I almost immediately showed jealousy and insecurity a couple of months after we started this affair when she took off to Vegas and was hanging out with a certain guy from an R&B group. Well, bottom line is you're not together, you're not official, so you can't really tell her what she can do in Vegas. And the fact that she's willing to meet you at resorts and do things on the weekends and be a secret means maybe she likes it that way. So this is what happens in a quote-unquote affair or a particular situation like this at work. Someone starts to get serious, and the other person goes, well, no, I'm happy with the arrangement being casual. And someone gets their feelings hurt. We got past that, but as I grew more caring for her, I wanted more time. I started to become increasingly more jealous and insecure, which is highly unattractive. It's going to affect the workplace, especially if you're her boss. See, this is circumstances here. Bottom line is this is doomed from the beginning if you're her boss, unless you're willing to quit your job or she's willing to quit the job, because that entanglement in a relationship, at some point it's going to strangle it. We ended things in July of 2018. Without saying it was over, we just stopped talking. Well, that's the way the relationship was, because you weren't official, you were secretive. So for it to stop this way is not surprising. My father had passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. Really sorry to hear that. About a month earlier, and I was battling my emotions over that. Now this sudden end of our fling. So one minute you call it an affair, another minute you call it a fling. A fling and an affair are two different things. And a fling is short term. It's fun. It's not going to probably last, and it's not serious. But do not layer the loss of your father, which was traumatic, and my heart goes out to you for that. Do not layer that with the fling or the breakup. You probably needed some time to grieve, which is natural. And she's not your girlfriend, so she's not necessarily going to be there for you like a girlfriend or a wife or an official relationship would be. 3 weeks later, she texted me after zero contact from either side. I mean, if she knew that your father had passed and she didn't drop you some condolences, I would find that a little suspect. 3 weeks later, she texted me after zero contact from either side. We ended up meeting for cocktails and engaged in a hot makeout session. Bottom line, the attraction's there. It sounds like you guys have a good connection. I don't know that you fully trust her, and I don't know if she's looking for anything long term. A month later, I acted out again because we hadn't seen each other, and we were supposed to meet this one Saturday afternoon. And things really went sideways, and I got drunk and said a few unfortunate things over the phone. Well, see, this is what happens when you're not being honest with your feelings and where you stand. If you're sitting there going like, oh, this is okay, it's a fling, it's casual, and then all of a sudden you get really serious real quick, she's kind of like, what the hell's going on here? Why are you getting jealous? We just meet on the weekends and it's casual. And what happens, it's like water bubbling over a pot. It's gonna snap at some point, and this is when you say things you don't mean and hurtful things because you're hurting, you're trying to hurt her. We didn't talk for 6 weeks. She texted me on Halloween kind of cryptic, almost as though she was drinking. Well, who knows, but possibly. But it was obvious she missed me without her expressing such. Well, in all of this, one thing I will say, it sounds like you never pulled the needy or the pity card. You accepted that you guys weren't talking over these long swaths of time. After reading your manual and book, again, I don't have a book out or a manual. I was confident in setting up a meeting a week later. We met for drinks at a casino. Okay, sounds good to me. But I didn't feel that confident. I had only started to work on myself the past 45 days. Okay, well, if you set up the meeting, you got to go for it and see what happens. But at some point, you got to put yourself in the fire. We talked back and forth for a while. She was showing the signs of attraction by touching me and getting close to show me pictures on her phone. But I could feel myself getting more closed up and nervous and untrusting. Ding, 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 ding. That's the word, son. Untrusting. Okay? That's where the buck stops, if you will. You don't trust her. You don't trust her with your feelings, and that's what makes you uncomfortable. She's attracted to you. She's connected to you. She's down to hook up from time to time. She's down to spend time with you. She's not in a rush. She's not serious. You want to be, and you don't trust your heart with her because there's been a few times where things have gone down, she stopped talking to you, and she's very wishy-washy. After an hour and a half, I said I had to go, and she followed behind me as I walked out of the casino. We saw a hotel in the distance where she made a comment, how that looked like fun. It was cold, and she held my arm as I walked her to her car. We hugged, and she quickly, almost nervously, kissed me on the cheek. I did not capitalize on the opportunity. Well, the reason you didn't capitalize is because right now your mindset is, you want a serious relationship and you want to go to that point where you want to make sure that she doesn't leave or not talk to you again for 3 weeks or 4 weeks, and you're having trouble bringing it up because your relationship's been casual the whole time. And you can tell there's attraction there, but you want more, and you're having trouble just telling the truth and being upfront about it, which I don't know whose manual or book you read. It could be that he's steering you to not be honest and truthful and just be in the moment, which I could totally understand. I'm not the... You want to be in the moment. You want to be in the present moment. I preach to be honest. Once you've been like this for a while, at some point, you got to bring up the fact that you want to get... If you're getting jealous and insecure, that means you want a serious relationship. Now, the other parts of this, I don't know where they fit in. The fact that you're her boss. I told her she looked good, and she told me how good I looked, and I turned around and walked away. She texted me a few minutes later to say it was great to see me, and we should do this again soon. She texted me after she got home of a picture of an ornament she had on her Christmas tree, the one I got her a year before. Okay, cool. 1 week later, after no communication, I tried setting up a time to get together. She said that sounds great, but she never gave me a time or date she would be free. Again, this is not a serious relationship to her. She's interested, she's attracted, but at what point are you guys going to get serious? And maybe that's not what she wants, and I suspect that you feel that that's not what she wants, and that's why you're a little bit scared to take it there, or you've been hurt in the past, or you don't want to deal with the fact that you guys work together and you're her boss and how that would work. I did this for the next 2 weeks with her responding how good that would be, but would provide no date that worked for her. I told her when she got it figured out, give me a call. She never did. I completely stopped trying after that. No contact, no breakdown, solid communication at all. Well, this has happened before in your guys' relationship. So you guys have developed a pattern where you guys break contact for a little while, and she's probably dating someone else casually, if I had to guess. She texted me one Saturday after Christmas, about 6 weeks later, with a Google Maps screenshot of an area she was a street sign of my last name. I replied that it was okay if she missed me. Okay, mysterious, I guess. She replied with a hush emoji, and that was it. The second week of January, I decided to send her an email thinking I was feeding into her emotional side. Not too cheesy, sexual, and confident, but I did express I still loved her. Wow, well, love's a strong emotion. And when she was ready to see me, to give me a call. The fact that you guys were a fling and you're throwing around love, I'd have to talk to you about that in a live coaching and get a little deeper on that. Apparently that didn't work. Were you leading with honesty and good intentions? I mean, what were you leading with when you say it didn't work? She texted me one last time in February. This time it was simply a YouTube link to a video of a song about a hotel key. Well, you're still in her memories. I mirrored her last response with a smirk emoji, kiss emoji. We haven't communicated or seen each other since. My birthday came and went with nothing. Her birthday is coming, and I plan to stay strong and keep to myself. So here's the uncommon part of this scenario. We aren't connected on social media at all. Good. As a matter of fact, I don't use any social media. Well, good for you. We don't have friends or people in common. We haven't worked together in almost a year, and she lives 30 minutes on the other side of the city. We don't have friends or people in common. We haven't worked together. Okay, so now that you don't work together, that's a plus. So aside from texting or email, I have no way to contact her or to see her. How do I rebuild attraction if there is no possible way to see or accidentally run into a girl whatsoever? Well, if you're staging an accidental run-in, I don't know. That's something that if it's too staged and ready, it's not the movies. I wouldn't recommend that. I deleted her number off my phone and scrubbed any way for me to get her phone number so I wouldn't be influenced to try to text her in a moment of weakness. Not a bad idea. I've been stellar at keeping no contact and allowing her to initiate contact each time. Yeah, so far what I've read that's happened, she's initiated some things, but she doesn't seem to want to go to the next level and hook up and hang out. It's been 2.5 months since our last contact, and I feel pretty good. No more depression or sleepless nights. Stay in no contact then. Stay in no contact for you, not to attract her. Your information has really opened my eyes in a new way to live, and I constantly am attracting new and exciting girls all the time. But this one girl still stirs me up inside. Our situation was growing into more. All the signs were there. All the signs were there, but I killed her attraction with neediness and insecurity on multiple occasions. I don't know if that's the case. I think that maybe she just wanted a casual relationship and to have some fun and not get too serious. And you sensed that and you wanted something else and you overcompensated. And my advice to you would be move on, move forward, and at some point keep dating, and you might meet someone else that fills that void. There's still a big part of me that longs for another opportunity to show this woman who I am now. Well, you had the opportunity multiple times and you got nervous. And maybe that means that you guys don't have as good a connection, or that you're on two different wavelengths. And that's what I think it is more or less, is for some reason you didn't take it to the next level with her out of fear, or you didn't take it to the next level out with her because you knew that she didn't want to do something committed. She was very comfortable with the way it was. And she actually was okay with you not contacting her. It was very casual. When she contacted you back, it was casual. But without any strategic opportunity to grow attraction, I don't know what to do except to wait and see. Stop waiting, stop trying, move on, move forward, do your thing, keep dating. If this guy's manual or book is really helping you out, follow that. But the idea of waiting and hoping and wishing and trying never works. Maybe you can do a video on this. I'm doing it right now. What, if anything, to spark attraction when there's no avenue of contact? Thanks for your time. I mean, you could try covert things like her seeing you on social media, but you don't do social media. She lives 30 minutes away. Bottom line is, if you guys worked together before, she's got mutual contacts that know who you are and where you're at. And I wouldn't doubt or be surprised if in the future, in a month, 2 months, something reminds her of you and she contacts you. And the best place for you to be in is a place where when she contacts you, you could take it or leave it. And for you to do that, stay in no contact and keep dating other women and keep on your purpose, whether that's your job or not your job. But this idea of like how you can strategically create a situation to attract her is actually unattractive. You moving forward and not looking back is actually attractive. You moving forward and saying, you know what, I got other options, I'm doing other things, I'm moving forward. Yeah, I miss her. Yeah, we had something really good, but she didn't realize that. I'm just fine. So I hope that helps you. Please visit writemac.com if you have a breakup story you want to share, or if you'd like to book a live coaching session. I am doing live streams, and if you want to join one of those, check the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel.